but I fear what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim cheroo.
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time.
And who gets stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me, that's who.
I've said my say, Mrs. Brill. I'm done with this house forever.
Well, good riddance then, and don't mind you stumble on your way out.
Where is she going? What on earth am I going to say to Mr. Banks?
What is all this commotion? Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coach! Winifred, you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart, all children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane. Briefcase. Umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standard of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber. Now, place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
It's not an advertisement.
What on earth?
Please, George, I think we should hear it.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts.
That's the part I put in.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very pretty.
Ridiculous.
George, please.
Take us on outings, give us treats,
Sing songs, bring sweets.
we won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane
And Michael Banks.
That's quite enough Tommy Rod for one day. Now would you please go to the nursery and let me get to work?
They were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign. You remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement.
Plays games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Takes us on outings, gives us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score. I hope.
Oh, of course not.
I'm glad to hear it.
But take it up with Miss Banks. She manages all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
Oh, I see.
I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course you'll find they're very nice children. Now this is
Oh, Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not codfish. Best foot forward, spit spot.
Mrs. Brill, we have a new nanny.
She passed her interview? Then?
Or I did.
Sorry. A very tidy nursery, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for this?
Mrs. Brill, I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Now, first things first. A proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know that we wanted a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I am not an item in a weekly shop. Thank you very much.
How did you come then? It was just as if the wind blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy, mischievous
Now
trouble-
you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see. What about your measurement, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and minutely sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Now, perhaps you have a few questions.
Not temperamental.
Never.
Not grouchy or gruff.
The very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Mm-hmm.
Or have objections to playing with us?
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember these. I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair.
I didn't say it was fair. I said it was practically perfect and is my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect.
You will be practically perfect in every way. Best foot forward, spit spot.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory. Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins!
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say, you do look swell.
He can't know you. You only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
I've seen him running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game as I eat spinach.
Come along, Bert.
You can't come with us. You're too dirty, and we don't want to go to the stinky park anyways.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you never dreamed of. All that it takes is a spark, and then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense, Bert.
Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the
The
dove.
faintest idea.
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've got enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Boring, just like other nannies thinking parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it to spite us? We could lose her for a lark. Perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park.
What was that?
You know, when you take a walk with Mary Poppins, anything can happen.
Well, who are you?
I'm Mills. I waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this. Each man now with his dog could stand along to see a statue take a gentle jog.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Let's go for a jolly Saturday. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us will want to take a run in the park with our mother to the beaches. We can look down below. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. It's a jolly no wonder that it's Mary that we
Jane, did that really just happen?
Yes, but how? But how did you make it happen?
Anything can happen if you let it.
Mary Poppins, how long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay till the wind changes. Now, run along.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we had a fantastic day. We sang with a busker and danced with a statue. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you know that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite, a proper one?
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
When would I have the time to do that? Now would you please let me get on? Good night!
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites.
I used to love flying kites at his age until my nanny, Miss Andrews, soon frightened it out of me.
Is it out of the question to do without a nanny? Don't be absurd. All the best people have nannies so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how is your tea party coming on?
I don't know. It seems so odd to send invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's just it. They're not my friends.
Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. Are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. But make sure she's doing things our way and not hers.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade. So I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim, churry.
Mrs. Brill, what about the cake?
It's just out of the oven and too hot to be iced or touched for that matter.
Are you quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, I haven't been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
I'll just go up and check the drawing room then.
I'd like to be helpful.
I'd like to be rich, but destiny thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room. She says you can tell Robert and I what to do.
Does she indeed?
Please, Miss Brill, I don't mind. Honest.
All right, I'll give you one task, and one task only. Put the icing tools next to the cake. Do you think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. A traitor in the tower has a better life than me in this house.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble. Get the eggs in the flour.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine. Robert and I, bring me the cake.
Mrs. Brill, go up and get ready now.
Robertson, what have you done? Should I call a doctor?
I don't think that'll be necessary, ma'am.
Children, you're very naughty to ruin my party like that, and I shouldn't be as angry. You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just you wait till bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait till then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But I'm not ill, and I won't take it, and you can't make me.
And that is so many things. Your information is faulty. Open.
It's strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open.
Lime cordial.
Now, off we go, you two. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane.
Must we can't Robert Snide do when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there's an element of fun. You find the fun and snap.
The job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. On my point exactly. The honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and they find their task is not a crime. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Right yourselves, please. Spit spot. Up we go, Roberts and I.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker.
How did you get them to do it?
the most delightful way. The most delightful way. The most delightful way.
We'll be off now, ma'am. Come along, children. Spit spots.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Apparently these came this morning, and Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. Their apologies, ma'am. They're not coming. None of them.
Oh, do you think we chose the wrong day?
No, ma'am. I think you chose the wrong people.
In the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
We're going to play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
That's not a game. Did Daddy agree? If he did, you must put the idea into his head somehow.
What an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads, really.
Good morning. Banks, a word. I see you have on hustlers coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
Ed Banks, what objections do you have? My security is more adequate than a Latin American expanding market. Have you no courage?
I know, Mr. Von Husser, but what I haven't been able to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money. Making money out of money. Is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker?
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'll give it everything I've got.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, and I've tried to find a way. But how can I be sure the money will be safe?
What about my workforce? They'll make it safe. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way, and I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but
Hello, Daddy.
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done here, and no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its value is on how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
When I was a young boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course. And my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way.
What about your mother?
I should have never thought I saw either of them more than once a week.
Then who kissed you goodnight, Miss Andrew?
Certainly not. There were no time for hugs, or kisses, or all that soppy nonsense.
Poor Daddy. When you invest in the bank's money, what are you looking for, Daddy? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say it's a good idea, but a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
I'm sorry, Mr. Von Husser, but I've considered your arguments, and I'm afraid my answer is no.
Do you not recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I do recognize a good man when I see one.
You'll regret this, Sir Banks.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Now, Mr. Northbrook, when do you think the new factory could open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret this.
The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
There's that horrible old woman.
Don't point, and for your information, she is not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see?
On each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes in her own special way to the people she calls.
Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
Here, one bag, please.
The sails and the blossoms down as she sails someone shows that he cares. Her words are simple and few. Listen, listen, she's calling to you.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Hello, Bert.
Hello, Mary. Hello, kids.
Hello.
We're off to Mrs. Corey's talking shop. Care to join us?
Talking shop? Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey is older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander before he went so great.
That's impossible.
Anything can happen if you let it.
Well, 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 if it isn't Mary Poppins, with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us?
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. He used to pull a nanny slip and come to my shop here in secret. Georgie used to love my gingerbread stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want to announce of conversations.
Well, I'm all out of conversations, and I'm bad at words too, but I do have some letters.
Ooh, what words can we make?
Ratoplex.
Leptoferus?
Those don't count. You made them up.
And where do you think let's come from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know you can use the same letter more than once. Now, let me see. Super, fragile, listic, XP, alley, Docious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think this is a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to link through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation key. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilistic, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you're always so precocious. Supercalifragilistic,
But it doesn't mean anything.
It can mean exactly what you want it to.
When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
I'm sure the Roman Empire knew the abyss, because his Latin scholars never had a word like this.
Supercalifragilistic. If you say something, the effect can be atrocious.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Yeah.
You know, you can say it backwards, which is Docious Aliexpiistic Fragicalorupus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the kind is got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order which is very hard to spell.
Supercalifragilistic.
Smarty pants. Here we go.
Supercalifragilistic, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic, 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 expialidocious. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious.
George, why on earth are you home so early? Is everything all right?
No, everything's all wrong. After I refused to loan the money to a German chap, he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money, and now it looks set to be a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
That's exactly what they expect.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
That is more than not enough. Go to your room. Mary Poppins, you're here to teach the children manners. And just look at them.
George, you're tired. Mary Poppins, could you keep the children occupied in the nursery tonight, please?
That's not fair. Daddy loses his temper. We are shopping in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten. I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father. Take them upstairs, please, Mary Poppins. George, if you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
You will. I've been suspended without pay until they figure out what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick, 'cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, cheree chim cheroo.
Why does Daddy get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you asked yourself who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I don't want to be an upside down family. I wish I could just run away.
Why don't you?
But you miss me.
No, I wouldn't.
That's all you two. Now, into bed at once.
Oh, Mary Poppins, I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful of the things you wish for.
Don't you ever stop?
You should govern your temper, or your temper will govern you.
I'm sick and tired of your stupid sayings and your stupid games.
Just get into bed.
Well, I won't go to sleep and you can't make me.
And that is so many things.
Your information
is faulty. Playing the game, having a ball. Those who won't play shan't play at all. Will we be taught again? Maybe when they've learned to play the game.
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavements and stars as the chimney sweeps whirled. When there's hardly no day, nor hardly no night, it's things half in shadows and halfways in light. On the rooftops of London, what a sight.
Joining the sweeps tonight, are we?
It's the best view in the world, eh? Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss,
But
and that's lucky too. Oh, so you're going then?
the wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me.
So?
So they got to do the next bit on their own. Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
Where's Mary Poppins? Gone.
Gone?
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French. It means till we meet again. Now come inside before you catch your death.
Is there a more happier crew than them what sing chim chim cheree chim cheroo? Chim chimney chim chim cheree chim cheroo.
But listen, know exactly what it's bringing. Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging. A gentle breeze that fills the trees becomes an icy blow. The world is gone, there's no
Brill, is the nursery tidy?
As tidy as I can make it, ma'am. Seeing as how for the past 6 weeks, I've had to do all the work, looking after the children, and getting the house ready to welcome her back.
If only you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else it'd be.
The note says, till we meet again.
George, dear, I think you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know very well I hate surprises.
Oh, George, I do believe you're going to be proud of me. Hurry up, everybody. I want everything. Spick, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span.
Our sense of excitement is hard to contain. Order is returning. Wonder is returning. Someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
The Holy Tara!
Miss Andrew, it's so lovely to meet you at last. I do hope you had a good journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. Where did George go?
I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Well, then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. I mean, look at the dust. There, there, and there. Filth.
Now, just a minute.
Ah, you must be the children. Pity. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy! Why aren't you wearing stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut, what manners? I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap, these are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Open.
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
Worse. Open. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or stiff-funning. I fear it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. You should learn to raise your children. Now, show me to my room.
I'm disappointed. I truly am. I thought it was going to be.
Her with the umbrella.
What are we gonna do? The only thing we can do, run away.
What's the matter? Who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the whole world.
Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help, but now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'll tell you what. Why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's lucky to shake a chimney sweep's hand?
Michael, look, it's a real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Oh, of course you have. But you need to know how it's done first. Get some training and you'll make him the proudest father in the whole blooming empire. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fists holding tight to the string of your kite. more time.
I knew it. Oh, Mary Poppins, I knew you'd come back.
Don't squeeze. I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away. Now Miss Andrews come and Daddy's ruined, and we never helped him like you want us to. And
Oh, my eye. But your life's a tragedy. Now, let's go home and don't dawdle.
But she's there. She came as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. Hello, Bert.
Hello, Mary. You're a sight for sore eyes.
you really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
Come along, children.
Are you going to shake hands with Bert for good luck?
I don't need any luck. Thank you.
Not like that, you stupid boy! You stay there and clean the grate. Again! So, you've decided to come crawling back, have you? Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? But you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
I see. And what do you expect me to do?
Pack.
Pack! You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me this way? Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor, that'll make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop. I brought up their father.
Well, then I don't note you must be so proud of the way it turned down.
A shining example, a pillar.
Opposed, they all had their problems, but him more than most. I recognize fully that you are a bully who views cruelties as a book. Well, now here's a catch because you met your match.
Brimstone and treacle.
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle.
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar. Brimstone and
Brimstone and treacle will. I think I'm gonna be sick.
There, that's given her a taste of her own medicine.
Poppins, wherever did you come from?
She came from up...
Michael?
Michael, Jane, you're very naughty to go running off like that, and I shouldn't be as angry as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
Gone? Why?
She didn't give a reason, ma'am.
We found this one wandering in the park, ma'am. Good night.
George.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She's gone, George. Mary Poppins is back.
She is? Well, if I might have a word. Ever since you've been gone, things have been so out of order.
About my wages, sir, if you don't mind. I won't take any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
But if only you knew how many payments were accruing as it is.
Now, I must get started. Jane, Michael, spit spot.
Come along, darling. After so many years of good service, what's the worst that could happen?
Winifred, if I'm to be dismissed by the bank, we will be destitute.
But we'll still have what really matters, the children and each other.
Is that locket new? What's inside?
A portrait.
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes, not before. I'll I'll stay till the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Let's wait and see. Uncanny, never so hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's room for improvement. A few games more.
Bert, what are you doing up here?
And we're up to the chimney sweep, Bee.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we are awfully small and unimportant.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Not us so much, but our troubles. They seem so big down the nursery. But up here?
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look them from a little higher up. Don't seem a perfect crime, don't seem a shame.
When the steps are going as smoothly as they might.
And always remember, there's plenty of folks ready to help should you need them. Back to the nursery?
Back to the nursery.
Step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time.
All this? What is all this? Special delivery?
Step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery, step in time.
Time to go now. Good night, Governor.
Not so fast. You to the nursery. Jane, you too. Mary Poppins, would you be good enough to explain?
If there's one thing I'd like to make clear.
Yes.
I never explain anything. Come along, children.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the bank after hours tonight.
Tonight?
We might as well face it. In a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Are you quite sure?
Quite sure. We better make plans. Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Gingerbread stars. I used to hide them from my nanny when I was younger. I used to dream of growing up and learning everything there was to know about the stars. Funny, I'm not usually this sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
It's that Poppins woman. She's behind all of this.
I know the person. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It turns bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself an healthy helping every day. Well, good luck, Governor.
Thank you, Bud. Good night.
Daddy, do you remember we came to the bank with you?
Yes?
Well, we were each given a sixpence and told to spend it wisely.
Great advice. And what did you buy with them?
Nothing yet. We've decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this?
She hasn't said a word about it.
We thought a bit of extra cash might loosen things up a little.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know? Mommy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But remember, he loves you very much, and that's far more important than jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going to the bank with them?
I would like to, but I'm just afraid it isn't possible.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly
or just a larval.
Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
Feed the birds, sir. Only tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly do it for me.
Banks, you turned down a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
Well, Mr. Von Hustler told me about assets and growth, but there was not one word about people. I apologize for ruining the bank, but I do not apologize for knowing that there are more important things in life than making money.
My dear chap, Von Hustler's scheme has ruined our rivals in the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
And another thing. Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and opening up 2 new factories. With the percentage you negotiated, we look set to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's just it. We were hoping you would tell us how you did it. Just give us the word and it'll be quite safe with us.
Give you the word. Give you the word. I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilistic. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic.
Forgive him. It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Mrs. Andrew.
The Holy Terror? She told me everything I know.
Then now's your chance to forget it.
It's all right, darling. I made the bank a fortune.
Really?
By way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the job of senior manager with a salary starting at double,
Exactly how much has he made for you?
triple, quadruple your present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We are not a codfish.
Well,
I accept. But you must know, from now on, there are more important things, like my family.
agreed?
Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you.
Oh, George.
Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial. Sally forth the way we're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go on, chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You're a fine boy, Michael Banks, and one day you'll be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
All mushy and kind, not a bit like you.
Is that the thanks I get for the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
All right, you two. Now, into bed. Go along, spit spot.
It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye then, Mary.
Goodbye, Bert. Look after yourself. With every job when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done. Though in your heart you'd like to say, to help things on their way, you've always known they must do this alone. There. Practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken. Remember, I'll stay until the chain breaks. What's inside? A portrait of the three of us. It's signed to Jane and Michael with a great deal of love.
Where's Mary Poppins?
Gone.
Gone? Why?
Don't worry. She'll be back. Now what do you think of this?
It's the best one I've ever seen.
Do you think we could fly it together?
Oh, Daddy. Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her. Not anymore. And other families will. Won't they, Daddy?
They will.
Maybe she's right, George, and we could do without a nanny from now on.
I think you better dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Look, a shooting star. We should wish on it.
I think we can do better than that. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin.
If you reach for the heavens,
You get the stars thrown in.
anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you started living life, you don't
star.